Hey guys, it's Juan. Well, hope you get to know information about the demographics of the city of Napa for any percentages who have been from part of the era. You know, well, we talk about those 5 evolutions that have been there so far, but however, tourism is everywhere. Like 50 to 60%. It's everywhere this decade. But it used to be part of it since at that time since 2010, when tourism really gained a little bit high. You know what I mean? Pretty crazy though, because none of the locals, they just come around that much, you know. But same old locals, same old shit. But we do have some locals that will come around from me and my family sides and all that. They're still around in Napa. So does my cousins too, or my nephews and nieces. All of this is everywhere, but same old. But however, here is a percentage I'm going to tell you. The Chinatown era, so those percentages when Napa started, which is the Chinese, Italians, and immigrants, they run in a lot for 10%. But it used to be higher percentages before for a long time, since 1840s to 1880s. They're 100% people, real people in Napa. They're real. You know what I mean? All you have to do, you have to know everything you could. 1880s to 1810s is all boomtown people who live across from any states who wanted to come to Napa or somewhere in Northern California as casuals. You know what I mean? Casuals love to come to Napa. So does any partition states who come around to Napa. Napa is a fancy place. You can live. Just like Santa Ana and Calistoga or Yountville. Fancy. Before Napa was a Napa Junction at that part of the time. Since Boontown people there and Thai-town people as casuals, Chinese, and immigrants. They run the town for 1890s to 1910s. But shortly, reemergent era, that's when all the Mexicans or different ethics like black, but we're talking about how the same people, they just come out, the same old people who came from the resurgence, like me and my Cisneros family. Me and my Cisneros family, we're part of the resurgence in that time, since the 1940s. We're the first people that ever come out. So does the other Spanish Californios. They run in the time since for 1840s and uppers, but now they didn't exist because of Quetano Juarez families or any other partition people. They used to exist for when Napa started, but it's no longer as a part of the population because of they donate too much schools and all that, and the money for Napa. You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy because you have to get to know this demographics of that stuff. But however, it's still same people. But 10%, 30%, 30% resurgence, concrete jungle. It's all African Americans and mixed people, Pacific Islanders and Hawaiians and every mixed people in Napa. Yeah, you can tell the concrete jungle people, they came from Vallejo or any partition Solano cities and any dangerous cities who want to come to Napa. It's getting they get out of control sometimes, like crimes and crime rates and fires and all those crazy shit that has been going on. Well, there's something we can talk about later. But the concrete jungle era, also known as the people who are in the mix, black people, and any white people who can be mixed with black people too. You know what I mean? There's something we need to talk about more and get to know more about the information about that. you know, especially the whole party that the cities from San Francisco to Napa, like, like any black people. You know what I mean? Especially like Daryl, because Daryl's relatives or any people, they come to Napa. Yeah, that's why concrete jungle shouldn't just part of this population at this point. But especially today, concrete jungle people leave Napa for like most of the percentage at that time this decade. But however, casuals are the more people that have enough, to have enough room. You know what I mean? Pretty crazy, huh? Because tourism is all like 60 to 50%. They run a business for weekends, and plus the locals didn't like what the tourism is going to take over, and that's a problem because we're small minimums to live in the locals in this house and everywhere. You know what I mean? We're pretty minimum, just except for resurgent people like who are in a part of percentages like any type of Cisneros family, because Cisneros family or any type of Mexicans or any cooler people like Juarez or Almenturas and the others, we're raising above. So that means it could be like 20%, 10%, 10% concrete jungle, 5% boomtown, 5% Chi-town. Well, it's because we're pretty small at this point for a long time. Since we come to this, we haven't come to Napa since when my godmother used to take me. But we would like to say thank you to one of my godmother who expressed me in God to who come to this in the city of Napa, because Napa used to be a happy city for the time when they come there, you know, especially when all the history that have been happened since I was born, kicked out of the house from Mexico to San Diego to Los Angeles. Ridiculous, because we traveled there for too long, and that is why the populations is they're getting out of respect for no reason for locals, and especially the same with locals, because they deserve for no respect. You know what I mean? And that is why resurgence era and the people like Mexicans or any type of American bloods, they run the business more than black people, because black people from the concrete jungle, they run the business too in the Napa for a long time, but not anymore. Like Buckhorns and other places, or especially right here in Cantina. Well, if you run a business or have a house, it's tough if you don't get the real job. You know what I mean? All you have to do, you just talk to the family people or BS to deal with it. You know what I mean? And it's all that matters, because we've been in the mix for too long, since 2010. And we haven't existed at that time. You know what I mean? Before the percentage gets high for resurgence between the casuals and Mexicans and Americans. You know what I mean? Sorry. Well, to be honest, there is a lot of people who are taken for all of those houses and work and play hard, you know. Every time when you started to do something good shit in the demographics in Napa, you gotta work hard, play hard. If you don't work, there'll be a lot of homelessness in Napa, but people in the homelessness, they've been in the concrete jungle before. Now they're just living in a bombless percentages, you know. I think resurgence people are growing up because we're part of the Cisneros family and the most. You know what I mean? We're getting much better. You know what I mean? And concrete jungle is out of here. If you want to leave, it's your time to go. Because I have no respect for any people who demand me for disrespecting, especially from the drama mode and all that. Concrete jungle era was also part of Mexicans too, like Choas or any type of Mexican blacks or others like Garcia families and shit. We don't want that. We don't want any black people coming around in Napa. We don't want anything. All we want, just have fun. Have fun in Napa. Have to be fun to be grateful. To be in better economics. That's why we're trying to have to deal with it. We're trying to be grateful. And that is why we'll keep it in person. And we'll keep it real. Keep it honesty, keep it real. That's all we need. So this is Eagle Eyes of the Sea. Keep it honesty, keep it real. And thanks for joining us for talking about the demographics. That's all you know. I see. But remember, tourism versus locals could take a lot of advantage because tourism is up above. Plus locals, they're in the lower percentages and they don't know what to do. That is why we need to make sure how positive it's going to be. That's it. And thank you for your time for 10 minutes. Thank you.